through 3 rotations. 0.15 separates the top 3 teams. You can look at the graphic if you want, but it doesn't matter how we got here, because right now it is truly anybody's competition to win. If you want to get expanded coverage, don't forget about these unbelievable athletes. 4 of the best to ever wear a leotard. Our stream team, Sam Peshek, Bridget Sloan, Anastasia Webb, and Kennedy Baker. They look like they're having a good time. I don't think they're having more fun than us, though, Allie. In this rotation, Utah, they will end on the vault. Florida will be on the floor exercise. The Cal Bears will be on the even bars. LSU on the balance beam. Man, pressure on the Tigers. Cami Winger, Maya Lazan getting things started here.
In my opinion, I think Cal, this is their best event. Their form, the execution, the height on release moves like that. Oh, mistake right there. She was supposed to go over the bar on the pirouette. She's repeating it again right there.
Oh, big break now.
And her arm slipped on that. Well, Yurchenko, I was just...
and the leaders.
I saw one of Cammie's teammates fall on this on vault. I wonder if she saw her teammate fall. It got in her head a little bit. We saw this with Oklahoma. When you try too hard to stick the landing, you hold back. That's when falls happen. You have to think about the round off back handspring, and the stick in the height of the vault will come.
The leaders, the Utes, have their first big break, and it's the first gymnast on vault that puts so much pressure on the 5 to come, and also Maya Lazan for Cal on bars. This is big. They can drop that score, but they've got to get 5 more hits. Sierra Ballard on beam for LSU. Victoria Wynn on floor for the Gators. Gators got a ways to go. Over a ½ a point behind currently.
And hopefully both of these gymnasts on this event, Victoria and Sierra, do not know that the gymnast fell. Sometimes even when you're not watching, you can hear the crowd gasp, and it can be very distracting. Sierra on this event is a great leadoff. She's confident, takes a lot of pride on this. Sierra told me she imagines herself between 2 brick walls, reminds her to stay tight, squeeze every part of her body.
Ashley Knapp, the main beam coach for LSU, just a mere 10 feet away from where we're sitting right now. And I tell you what, you can see the tension every time the gymnast does something well, the emotion coming out on this event.
And this LSU team needs this beam routine. This will give them a huge boost of confidence.
Sierra Ballard has done it all season long for the Tigers. She focused in the offseason. She said it wanted this to be her best year, and my goodness, Haley Bryant and Kaya Johnson get all the attention, but you don't win if you don't have a Sierra Ballard on your team.
I completely agree. And Victoria on floor, so graceful and effortless on that floor routine. Great start for Florida.
Now the pressure on the team that was leading after 3 rotations. Utah, Ella Zervis now. She's just a freshman, and she's following a fall in a big spot.
Can't go for the stick.
Oh my goodness.
This is similar, I hate to bring it up again, what we saw with Oklahoma. It is so hard knowing that you have to count 5 scores. They know they have to be perfect. This meet is so close.
How does Cal handle the pressure? Ella Cesario's up.
Watch the height on this Jaeger release move, one of the best. If I am a coach, I am telling my athletes right now, do not look at the scoreboard, focus on what you have to do, and stay with your teammates. The competition is not over until it's over. Great job for Ella, coming back. You can see it on her face. She knew she had it to hit, and she did.
One thing about this Cal Bear team, they are a tough team. They line up for workout every morning at 7:55 a.m. By lunchtime, they have done more than most of us do all day long, and that has created a toughness that they have pride in, showing it right there. Now here we go, over to balance beam. Sierra Ballard, a 9.95 in the lead off. Here's Savannah Shane here.
Wow, not many gymnast can get a 9.95 as a leadoff. Huge confidence booster. But Savannah can't get too excited. She's got to stay in her own world right here.
Don't count the Gators out. Victoria win a 9.9125 in the leadoff spot. Here's Lazari. They need some help from the top team, and they're getting it. Wow.
That will count as a fall. It is so hard to go last on beam, especially they know that they could win this competition. It is so much easier said than done to block out everything else and take it one skill at a time. Coach Clark says just focus on the 5 minutes in front of your face. If I could revise that in this moment, I would say focus on the skill in front of you. That's exactly what they have to do. If they're gonna win this, they need to be able to drop this score. Did a good job coming back from that. Not easy to do. I think as an athlete, these gymnasts, they get so close. They want to do well for themselves, but they want to do well for their teammates.
Guess who's right back in this? It's the Florida Gators. Half a point out, over half a point out after the third rotation, and now all the teams in front of them have a major break. Ashley Glynn on vault follows it, a 9.675 from Utah's Zerbis. They're going to count that score. Utah's in trouble.
That was fantastic. That was good. The block off the table. It was dynamic, it was quick, and the way she was able to handle that pressure from her teammates was impressive.
Co-head coach Liz Crandall-Howell says Andy Lee is the best, most talented athlete she has ever worked with. You're going to see it on display right here.
This skill right here, called a Jaeger release move, the most dynamic high Jaeger I have seen in my life. Just fantastic on this event.
Again, the Cal Bears trying to drop that 9.475. Cesario's very good 9.8875. Will go a long way. Connor McLean now on beam. She is a freshman. She's been perfect on this event. Needs to be here because Savannah Shane Hare's 9.3875 is the score they want to drop.
It's difficult ending on beam, but to have to go right after. Coach Clark says this is the most important routine in the competition because she is following a fall. She's gotta get the team's confidence back. Pay attention to the toe point, the releve that Connor has. Beautiful connection right there.
Anya Pilgrim on floor exercise. The third gymnast. Florida, the only team of the four not to have a major break here in the fourth rotation.
On floor, difficult 1.5 into double back. Florida has impressed me because they've been consistent. They are very calm and they just do their routines like they do every day in the gym. Side aerial, big test for Connor. On this screen, we have two gymnasts right here that I don't know if they realize how good they are.
Well, the world realizes how good they are, and Connor McLean showed it right there with that cold-blooded beam routine.
That should be a huge score. Her toe point, the way she finishes her skills in releve.
Allie, you mentioned Florida's consistency here, and there really is an element of competing like there's nothing to lose and everything to gain. Keep in mind, there were a lot of question marks for Florida coming into season, exceeding expectations here.
McKenna Smith on the ball there. How big is this competition? Well, Anya Pilgrim, one of the best gymnasts in the country, world team member, competed at the World Championships last fall. She said about the NCAA championships, it's my Olympics. And that is what it means to these athletes. And it is coming down to the final moments. Kaya Johnson, such a veteran leader for this LSU team. She is the fourth gymnast to go. Connor McLean stopped the bleeding in a big-time way with a 9.9625. 3 gymnasts to go. 3 hit routines from the Tigers, and it might be enough for them to bring home their first title. MJ Frazier trying to do the same for the Cal Bears. Andy Leonine, 8.875, the second one of those scores in a row for the Bears.
MJ doing a good job of being quick and dynamic. Right here for Kaya on beam is a big test for her. This is where she sometimes has trouble. No issues today. She told me she thinks about keeping her arms tight. MJ on bars, beautiful double layout, stuck, dismount.
Utah not going away. A pair of 9.9125s for them. They've got 2 yet to go. They've got to be perfect vaults.
What I like about watching Kaya on this event is she is attacking the beam. She is sure of herself. I can see it in her gymnastics, and it's why she's been so solid. Watch her feet and her knees as she hits the beam on this. She flies on her dismount. Watch her knees on the round off. Wow.
The Gators aren't out of it. Sloan Blakely keeping hope alive.
Yeah, and keep in mind, you can feel the intensity in the arena when these gymnasts are up or when they're waiting to go. They can hear the cheers. They can hear when people fall. They've got to stay in their own zone. So much easier said than done.
The most important ball in Jaden Rucker's career.
That was a good ball. I saw her open her hip. She had time. She was high. She was quick. I like the way she twisted that last half really fast.
The out of pressure moment. Who do you want up?
Haley Bryant.
You know it. Here she goes. Perfect on the season.
I really enjoy the choreography in Sloan's floor routine. It's fun to be able to see her personality. I spoke to Haley, and she told me that Coach Clark tells her your normal is enough. Helps calm her down before pressure situations like this.
Jaden Rucker, a 9.9 for Utah.
I can see Haley taking deep breaths in between every skill. Allows her to be patient and think about each skill. Standing punch front, big test for her. Most people can't even do that standing on the floor.
Gabby Perea now on the uneven bars, follows a 9.9125 from Frazier. They need a couple more 9.9s here.
Wow. Excellent, another hit routine from LSU and on bars. The way Gabby floats into that handstand position. Incredible dismount too. Can see the emotion of so many of these gymnasts. They have dreamed of this moment their entire lives.
Grace McCallum, she's been in the biggest competitions in the world. She's won Olympic medals, and here she is trying to keep a championship hope alive for Utah.
Good vault. She did a tuck half twist off the table. You saw everyone else did a layout. That tuck was supposed to be there. That vault is still out of a 10.0. Good finish for Utah. First pass on the floor, full in. That mat on the floor is not a deduction.
19 years ago, a 2-year-old Aaliyah Finnegan stepped into a gym for her first gymnastics class. It was a mommy and me class with Mom Linabelle. Now she stands on the podium with just over a minute between her and something the LSU Tigers have never done in their almost 50-year history, and that's win a national title. There is Mom. She followed in the footsteps of her sister Sarah and became an LSU Tiger. She's done this gymnastics thousands of times, but in this sport, you raise your hand once and you get one shot. This is Aaliyah's shot.
This first skill right here is a huge test for Aaliyah. She's going to connect 3 skills in a row. This will set the tone. Back handspring, layout, layout. Wow. Fantastic.
Finnegan needs a 9.6875. Write it down if you're at home. Better than that, LSU gets their first national title.
Front aerial right here. What I'm noticing about Aaliyah is her arms are so tight. And just the dismount. Just the dismount. Gainer full. Wow! You can see it on her face.
The greatest team to have never won a national title is no longer. They will get it. Maddie Williams finishes up for Cal on bars. Cannot catch the Tigers, but it will be the best finish in Cal Bear history as well. Jay Clark hates the title of best team to never have won a title. He said it's a process. He said you hang around the goal long enough and eventually you score. Well, they've been hanging around the goal. They've been in the pocket of the goalie, and this time they slammed it into the back of the net. Aaliyah Finnegan watched her sister Sarah at LSU for 4 seasons get so close, and her mom, Lynna Bell, told me LSU wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the gymnasts that came before. They're the ones that went through the process that Jay Clark talked about to get them hanging around the goal, and it just happened to be that Aaliyah Finnegan and her teammates did what Sarah Finnegan and her teammates set them up for, and that's a title right here today. Wow, the emotion. Allie, I told you during one of the breaks, I've been on this floor at an NCAA championship. I've been in a nail biter. I went up on high bar, our last event, to win a title, and I took a hop. And we lost by a 10th. I know the passion. I know what it means to them. And LSU has been through that, and now it just makes this that much sweeter.
It really does. And what impresses me so much is that the door was opened because Oklahoma is not here, and they handled the pressure so beautifully. This team has been through so much, had so many injuries last year. They've come together. They've been a team from start to finish.
Leanne Wong finishing up the floor rotation for the Gators. What a season for them, though. Exceeded everyone's expectations, I think maybe even their own coaches, but look out for them next year. We will be excited to talk about them. They are gonna be stacked, and Leanne Wong, she'll be back as well. Jay Clark gets it. Was at the Georgia program for many years, won national titles with them as an assistant, became the head coach there. Didn't go well. Ended up coming to LSU, worked with Dee Bro, who really grew that program from nothing, then took over as head coach. And to tell you what, the expectations have been high. It's been national title or bust for LSU, and it's got to be total joy, but also relief as well.
I am so impressed with the way that they've handled this pressure, especially ending on beam. This is a moment that they are going to remember for the rest of their lives, and it is so well deserved. I know every single athlete in this arena has worked so hard, and every single one of them, regardless of what place they got, should be so proud of themselves.
The trophy is making its way out, and I tell you what, well deserved for LSU. Obviously, a lot of talk about Oklahoma not being here. That's irrelevant. They get to the championship. You got to go through the process to be the best, and LSU did it.
I completely agree. LSU deserves this national championship. They should be so proud of themselves.